Hi, everybody. Welcome back and happy Friday. Guys, we deserve a Friday. Let me tell you why. This morning I woke up and I was like, you know what? This is going to be a good day. We're going to make it a good day. I went to therapy yesterday and I got the tools that I needed. So I am not taking the bait on the shit that is being thrown at me. And I mean that with all due respect, whether it's the comment section, whether we woke up and we chose violence today, not over here. You don't get it. Not even in the live chat. I even got moderators for your ass. If you're going to be aggressive, I got you. I just woke up and I said, not today, guys. We're going to walk the yellow brick road and we're going to do the damn thing. And who better to do it with than Kendrick Tucker? So before we jump into hot, messy topics, guys, happy Friday. Let's get ready for the weekend and let's welcome our man, Kendrick. Hello.
Why, hello. I'm so happy to be back. It's Friday.
Yes, and it's a good Friday. It's not a good Friday like Easter, a good Friday, right. But it's a Friday where it's like, okay, this is a good weekend.
I got about 17 hours of sleep last night. Worked me so bad yesterday that when I got home, I just like, you know how you do that? Like, I'm just going to lay on the couch just to relax for a minute. And I think after the age of 30, that's a little more difficult because anytime you're not like horizontal, if you're laying down, oh boy, it can easily turn into a nap. And I fell asleep. I don't think I ate dinner last night. Like I fell asleep. The week caught up with me and I just got the most rejuvenating nap of my life, and I'm ready to talk about some mess. I'm
not
ready.
Rejuvenating.
The J is an H today. The rejuvenating. Okay.
All right. Well, you know, like guys, too. By the way, I did advertise this with Emily. Emily had an appointment, and she realized that the way that the times aligned, you know, like it happens all the time. I'm late to a lot of things, so. We will have Emily back in the future. I didn't want you to think that I was false advertising her because I was not. But also Kendrick and I can deliver a show as well, even though 3, that's a good, you know, good time. But hey, with this, I wanted to kind of start in a place. You're watching everything Bravo right now, right? Like even the Valley.
The Valley is yes. Valley and Atlanta have my heart right now. Absolutely. I'm there.
Let's start. I want to just ask your opinion about what's going on with the Valley, especially because TMZ just caught Jax and what they said dipping into his own Valley. Why are you pulling your pants down, showing your entire, like your little PP thing? Like but in general, you know, do you think that this is too toxic? Is it too triggering for the audience? You know, like, is it too much or are you enjoying it?
That last piece, that's the dangerous piece there. I am enjoying the Valley. I am enjoying the Valley, but I actually think that everything we're seeing is so necessary because I honestly think had Brittany, because I think Brittany did this perfectly. Had she not approached this on camera, had she not like said that whole thing about if you don't do this, if you don't do that, like basically like saying like, look, they're saying it behind the scenes, but I'm going to say it to you on camera. If you don't do all this stuff to get your life together, you're going to be out of this job. You're getting fired because, like, look, I got the bruise, need to prove it. We know what happened. Like, you're a mess right now. He needed to get some stuff. I think anybody that's been on Bravo or, like, has watched Bravo for the past God knows how many years, you know Jax Taylor is synonymous with absolute mess, just not the most... I mean, there are a lot of other people that we would look to for moral inspiration, not Jax. So I think that he's a tough one. So I think that she had to approach this the way that she did. And even though it was super uncomfortable to watch, I think that scene number 1 was very telling. Like the way Cruz's reaction when Jax arrived, that was a little hard. Everything from that to I think Brittany did what she needed to do to protect herself, to protect her son, and to make Jax move in the direction that he needs to move into. Like, my gosh.
You know, it was funny because I always, like, especially with the Addams family and like the community, I love to invite different opinions because I'm always interested, you know, like I don't want to fight with somebody or argue with you about what your stance is. And if, you know, like you're so strong in your stance, like, I just want to know why. Maybe I might be there with you. And I was talking to the girls from Taste of Reality. I love them, Ashley and Amani. And Ashley made a point that she wondered, is it maybe no different that Dorit exposed PK for his alcohol addiction, whereas Brittany exposing, Jax? And I thought about it, and I was just sitting there doing my little like bicycle treadmill thing at Planet Fitness and just like working my little ass off and like just trying to figure it out. And I'm like, wait, no, I do think it's different. I think it's different because I feel like, Dorit, right now you are angry and annoyed, and I think that's okay. I think that those are okay adjectives to describe. You're annoyed and you feel let down by this man who created a family with you, and you're pissed off. So you're like, okay, well, you think you got me? I'm gonna get your ass back. Whereas like with the Jax and Brittany thing, I think that Jax is so shut off from life and people, and he's not willing to really hear anyone out. I don't think it matters if it's, his team or NBC. The fact that it took NBC to be like, if you don't go get help, you are off the show. And I think for Brittany, it was more of like what are you doing? You're going to cost us the show. This is our son's future. This is so much that like,
okay. Yeah. Okay.
Right?
So you're more so like, you're more so like she's kind of giving them wake up call in the sense that like all of this can be gone.
Weaponized.
No, you don't know. Yeah. I think she did everything she needed to do. Like I was definitely team Brittany on that. I think that Jax, he's someone that you need to like handle sometimes with kid gloves, or he won't hear you. He's that person that like listens to you to respond. He's not gonna actually hear what you're trying to say to him. He's trying to think, no, I can't be lesser. I got to kind of say what I need to say. And I think that Brittany has she's gotten over that approach. And I think that Kristen is talking to him perfectly too, because she's coming on. She's like, now look, you're saying you don't call her fat. I've seen the text messages. I've been there when you're doing it. Like, you can't gaslight me in that way, because I know what I'm saying with my own eyes. So you can't do that to me. I'm not the person that you're trying to like, build this life with. I'm an outside person. We've been friends for years, but like you can't pull those wolves over my eyes. So the Valley is a mess. The Valley is a mess. Like that one, and Jesse and Michelle both are. It's a lot of hatred on this show right now.
There is a lot happening. Kendrick, real quick before we move on to the next topic, are you a friend who sits there and you watch your friends and you're like, man, that's none of my business, and like however you do things, that's up to you, I'm not really getting myself into it? Or are you the friend who's going to be like, that's bullshit, right now you're trying to gaslight me, that's not necessarily true, I'm going to be honest with you, and if that jeopardizes our friendship, then I understand, but I'm going to keep it 100% with you? Or do you just say it's not my business? Like, where are you?
I am a little bit of both, and I'll tell you why. I'm the person that's going to mind my business if you're the person that breaks up with whoever every so often. Like if I know it's coming and I'm like, okay, they're going to get back together. I'm not about to sit here and tell you why I think he's a dog, why he's an asshole, why he's this, why he's that. When you go get right back with him next week, I'm not doing that. So I'm like, I'm there at that point. I'm there to listen. Like, okay, yeah, Springboard. Yeah, I hate him. Yeah, girl. Yep. Tell me. But if it crosses that line into where I feel like it's something I can't help but to say, like if I feel like if you're in danger, or I feel like it's getting a little too like it's costing you like financially, any of those like abuses that if we can put the word abuse after, like financial, physical, like any of that, I'm gonna say something, because at that point I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't speak up, whether I'm your friend or your enemy. Like I feel like everybody kind of has it's called like being a good global citizen. Like if you see somebody like in danger, say something, do something, like just do anything. And so I'm that person. Like I will do it if I feel like you're going to hear me, number one, and if I feel like it's not going to be in vain the next week.
I wonder if Sutton was being a good global citizen when she said my wallet's bigger than yours. She's like, I'm just trying to tell you that shit's real and life is happening. And if you need to talk into Fox News or CNN or whatever, I'm just trying to. I'm trying to keep you up to date. I'm being a good global citizen. No,
do it, Sutton.
I agree with you. All right. So as we move on, there are more things that came out. I saw where, guys, I played a clip for you yesterday, and everybody kept saying that the audio on it was not there. So I just want to replay the clip for you guys. That way you can see it. And I want to pick Kendrick's brain on it. Here we go.
Okay.
Andy, we have to ask you now. Listen, can you and then uninvited to the reunion? How true is this?
I have to watch her whole. I haven't watched her post yet.
Okay,
But
is that true? Is that part true?
we'll talk about it.
Oh my goodness, Andy. Well, okay. Well, is she coming back? Fans want her back. So what's the deal?
I love her. I love her. Listen, we there is so much more of this season left, and it is so good. Phaedra comes on in like 5 weeks. It is a jam, and you are gonna love it. And so right now, I'm kind of focusing on the rest of the season.
So not Kenya.
What?
So you're not focusing on Kenya, but she's coming back.
Focusing on the show.
Okay, so when you watch that confessional, let us know.
Okay.
Well, it looks like you were trying to say that she was invited and then uninvited.
That's what it looks like I was trying to say.
Kinda. You were like,
I don't know.
Just trying
I love her. I'll tell you that much.
Okay. First of all, listen, I love a good TMZ reporter because you just you have to sit there and take and just jab and jab and jab. You got to do the work, you know?
Yes.
And for this, you saw obviously Kenya's confessional, right? And
oh yes.
she said that there was a lot more that was said and she heard it with her own ears, and she cannot believe that on other franchises, like especially, you know, like from guys, by the way, in the live chat, I am not saying anything that she didn't say, but she said some of the other franchises like Vanderpump Rules, where we had Scandal and you had the threat of, you know, somebody being taped that shouldn't have been. And also Beverly Hills. She said that she felt like she was unfairly treated, and she doesn't understand why, being the longest running Real Housewife of Atlanta, why they did this to her. Now, personally, I feel like they were like, damn it, Kenya. Like, we're getting sued over here, Leah McSweeney. We got Bethany Frankel over here who's like building an army and she's trying to take our asses out. And then over here, who else do we got? We got Brandy Glanville, Caroline Manzo. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And I think that they had to align themselves with Britt Edie in order to not look like they were supporting this revenge, you know, that we can't say on here because it's YouTube. And I think that she'll be back. But listening to her story, and seeing Andy, you guys disinvited her, not even a cameo. Like, what the shit is that?
Oof. See, watching Kenya for as long as I have now, I have a couple questions because I'm wondering, but it could be that it's not finalized yet, and it could be that it might be something coming up. I'm wondering if she was invited and disinvited because, like you said, there's a lot of legality going on in the background that we like, you know, that has to be kind of taboo. We can't talk about. We don't know if Britt has engaged like more lawyers, or we don't know what all is going on in the background. So we have to kind of just like make assumptions like everyone else. I'm wondering though, do you think there's a possibility that at some point Kenya, they invited her, then uninvited her, with the intention of doing a one-on-one with her and Andy talking about this, to where they can still say, oh no, well, Britt, you said you didn't want to film with Kenya. You say we couldn't have you in this environment. We understand that's a whole nother thing, but then they still get Kenya's side of the story out there.
You know, I didn't even think about that. We've seen that before, right? Where somebody's been uninvited. I forgot where we've seen it. The one-on-ones.
I know, like, well, I don't know if Kim Richards was away at that time or not, but I know she had a one-on-one. They've done one with like Teresa and Joe. They've done one with, oh boy, who else? There have been a couple instances where they've done like the one-on-one special where Andy sits down and actually talks it out with somebody. So not beyond, I guess, scope, I guess.
You know, I think that it would play into her right now. I don't know how much Kenya is financially hurting at the moment, or if she is not financially hurting. I do have cause for pause when it comes to we have the salon, and now instead of being like an open salon, the salon is by appointment only. And like, if you make an appointment within this like small window of hours, then you can come. And now we're exclusive. Exclusive doesn't pay the bills unless you're like Soho House. It ain't doing it, you know? And so I don't know. I guess that would be if they offered her to do a one-on-one. I think that that would be a decision that she would have to make, where she would really have to put like pride aside and be like, even though I feel like you guys did me dirty in this situation, because before any of this happened, and what led me to getting to this point of showing stuff that was already on the internet, and she wanted to reference Kim Kardashian, which was true. You know, like when all the networks ran with Kim Kardashian stuff, it was not revenge, whatever. This was fully accessible content.
Yes.
And it's a very shady way of presenting it, right? But she's not wrong. I do wonder, like, is she going to be like, F you? No. Or if she would take it because, you know, like now her being on it for like, I think 11 or 12 or 13 seasons, it's like the girl makes a lot of money with this show. A lot of money. And it also provides a lot of opportunity. So, you know, look what, and it would take a dummy not to look at Nene Leakes and be like, look what happened.
Scary waters.
Again, you know?
Yeah. That's a scary place to be, because I feel like every other day Nene is making another announcement about something else she's trying or something she's doing. I don't think any of the girls want to get in that territory. Like, look, obviously we all love Nene. Nene is a legend. Like, we're not saying she's not, but that's scary territory to be in. Like, to have this steady check where, if you notice, Nene, every time they ask her, would you come back to the show? She's like, I would do it for the fans. I would do it for the fans. And it's like, well, yeah, because I mean, who wouldn't do it for that and $1 million paycheck? Like, duh.
You know what's funny too is if you watch, and this is so messed up, you guys, but if you watch Nene and you see her show and like YouTube, and she's like, ha ha ha, but like always glammed and a whole background, and then you guys go watch Portia, and Portia's give a damn is so broken. She has crab legs, she has cornbread, she has crawfish, she has. There's steak, there's chicken, there's I don't know, duck, there's fries, there's burgers. She has everything, and she's sitting there like, and just like talking to you like we're friends, and it's killing it. And people are watching it, and maybe that's because she's on the show right now, and we're watching her anyway, so we get to kind of play it side by side like an after show. I'm not sure what the reason is of like why she would be more successful, but I do think that when you think of Atlanta, you do think of Nene, Portia, Kenya, Candy, you know, like you do think of these people. So interesting. It's all interesting. I don't know.
It is. I wanted her to be there though. That scares me a little bit for next season. I won't lie, because when you hear somebody was uninvited to something, you're like, oh, wait a minute, because I thought that the reunion was going to be the button for this season where we like, okay, we can cap that off. We can get done with that, put it behind us. And now we can all kind of move forward a little bit. But now it's like, oh no, we still won't get to hear from Kenya in this capacity. It's one thing to hear from her on YouTube, but if she can't engage with the rest of the cast to talk about what all happened, I don't know how that works out. So I'm a little fearful. Because I think Atlanta works best when Kenya's there, but I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Oh, time will tell. Oh boy.
Did you, and I know that I don't think that, to be honest with you guys, I'm just going to be honest with the live chat. I wasn't a big Summer House watcher. I feel like it's very like redundant. It's like the same thing over and over, but I do love a scandal. And I think that that's what they gave us. It was a Paige and Craig scandal. Did you see like the aftermath of her going on Watch What Happens Live, sort of just like dismantling everything that he said about her and what that relationship was and why she decided to break? She was like, oh, that's funny. Okay. Well, okay, that's not true. But then now to see her, and it's like, not only are you first seat at the Summer House reunion, which is amazing, you just made the New York Times bestseller, you're doing Jimmy Fallon, you're doing Vanity Fair, you're hosting these things, and you had a 32-city tour that was sold out. Like, you really are like, you're the Ariana Madix of our 2025. We didn't see you coming, girl, but you're coming.
We didn't see it. It worked out. It worked out for her. And I actually loved her Watch What Happens Live appearance too, because it really felt like we're watching the show where like she's actively going through it, like realizing like I don't want to be with this person, like I don't want that over there. But then seeing her like on Watch What Happens Live feels like somebody that's like, you know what, I've gotten over it. I'm ready to date. I'm ready to have fun. If somebody was really like in the thick of it, like still grieving this loss or any of that, they would be like responding to hurt the other person. She's generally like, I'm over it. Whatever you say, you got it. I got other things to do. I'm busy. I'm Garcelle. I gotta go over here. I'm busy. Sorry.
You know what's funny too, and people give me so much shit about this, but I looked at Craig with his reactions as very like you could see what game you were playing, where you were trying to herd the fans into a place where they were going to support you, but from such an innocent standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at it and I was like, this is narcissistic. It's very like, I feel like you're gaslighting. Like you're like, listen, you know, Andy Cohen said, why, if she didn't cheat on you, and he asked on Watch What Happens Live, if she didn't cheat on you, why wouldn't you just, you know, put those rumors to bed? And he was like, Andy, you know, like, I'm not with her right now. It is not my job to do that. I didn't say she cheated on me. It's not my job to put those rumors to bed. And it's like, do you know how crazy that is?
Right.
That like you love somebody and now her reputation is being completely destroyed because we all think she's a cheater. And you can say, no, that wasn't true. But now you want to sit there and burn her and you want to get her because either she has two options. She stays with you, gets gaslit, deals with the narcissist, and lives her life under your control, or she moves on, she thrives, and you get to throw gasoline on whatever fires come her way. Like, who would want to deal with that?
No one. Get out of there, Paige. You got out. I feel like life is throwing her everything it's supposed to throw her right now, and she's catching it. She made the right decision. The fact, this whole like, what was it? We were gonna get married at BravoCon thing. Who do you think you were engaged to? Like, genuinely, what? Like, there. Now, granted, there are some Bravo liberties. I can definitely see one to get married at BravoCon.
Sheena would get married at BravoCon.
Sheena would get married at BravoCon.
We love you,
she
Sheena.
would. Yeah,
but you would get married at BravoCon. Like you would.
And Brock would be in a Speedo and a blazer, and he would have the time of his life. Yes, absolutely. Yes. That's them. But Paige is not getting, like, Paige is going to be on the cover of People, or no, what's one? I can't even think of Upscale magazine. What's an Upscale magazine? I don't know. Harper's
Paige
Bazaar.
Would probably honestly have somebody dress her, and she would probably sell it to, I don't know. It would probably be a deal that would be inked with Vanity Fair, or you know, she could, if it was important enough, maybe Vogue. I don't know, but she is known for her fashion, and people would be interested and want to know, like, well, you know, like, you are somebody who is very creative with piecing together not only outfits, but, you know, ambiances and environments. And this is not just a wedding, but it's a moment. So we want to cover it. Somebody would pay her for that. It's true. Right. You're not doing it at BravoCon. What the fuck are you saying, Craig? You would get married at BravoCon.
Right, exactly. You and somebody that like is obsessed with you from the show, so they're like sending Paige like hate messages on Instagram, killing those little fingers every day, just having a good time, sending her terrible messages. You meet that woman, she'll love to marry you. She'll love to do it at BravoCon too. You'll have to buy the tickets because I don't know if she could afford it, but there you go. Y'all have a good old time at BravoCon. Andy won't perform the ceremony though, just so you know.
When she said too, she was like, Andy, do I look like the kind of person that has convention center on my wedding invitation? And I was like, just the level of shade and like delivery with that, but it's so innocent, so we can't be mad at you. That's an art, and I respect it. I respect your art, Paige.
I love it. I love it.
All right, so moving on to, I did want to say, and we're gonna keep this one really, really short, you guys, but actually, you know what? I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna bring it up for you guys so you guys can see it and let her say it. People have asked me about this situation, and I think that this is good news. So I'm gonna share it really quick for those of you who have been sliding into my DMs. Here we go.
Exciting news, everyone. Honestly, the crying is already done, but I just finished with all of my scans, and my tumors have significantly shrunk. which doctors believe means that this all will work and that I will be back to myself and feeling good. I have 2 more sessions of immunotherapy, and then hopefully I am done and I will be cancer free. I'm going to keep a positive outlook because that's the way my doctor just spoke to me. He's like, you did this, you got this. And then, of course, in complete Cougs way, he said, you got that Mellencamp blood, so you're good.
Okay. Well, you know what's funny? I want to say really quick, guys, a huge congratulations to Teddi Mellencamp. You guys know that Teddi and I go like this, especially on the podcast. We've had back and forths. It's never been good, but that's okay. I worked for Lisa and we just didn't, our stars did not align. However, it would take a complete asshole, right? It would take a complete, just like a terrible person, inherently terrible person to be like, I don't want you to overcome something or win something. So for this, watching her as a mother and a daughter and a sister, it's like, my God, we just want you to be good. I even want you to keep the G.I. Jane haircut. I want you to be good. I want you to come on 2 T's in a pod and roast everybody so we can go back to roasting each other back and forth. So this is great news.
I'm glad you said that because I actually feel like she really has the facial structure to rock a short haircut. So I think she should keep it really low. Like maybe it doesn't have to be the buzz cut, even though I think the buzz cut is good and edgy. I like it. It edges you up a little bit, Teddy. So I think you can rock it. But I mean, something short. Don't hide the face. I'm somebody that has wanted those Cynthia Bailey cheekbones my entire life, and I'm like, I'm trying to lose weight so I can get them, and so I'm jealous of people. Look at that. Like I would kill. If I can get that structured, I know I want them so bad, but it's okay.
You know what though? I want to see you. I'm not saying you need to go plump up the booty or anything like that, but you have a snatch figure, so I want to see you living your best Amber Rose. I don't even need you to dye that G.I. Jane haircut. But like, come out with the cat suit, show us, and just own the hell out of it. That would be sick, and it would be edgy, and that's what you're delivering anyways. So it's like kind of like at this point, you go on 2 T's in a pod, you're savage. You know, like you just rip everybody apart. You don't care what, you know, like it doesn't matter. And I have seen, and I've said this to Teddi before, but I have seen her where I saw her in the green room at BravoCon, and she was so uncomfortable. And Tamara, it was not last year because they didn't have it last year. It was the year before that. But Tamara was working the room and like, oh my God, Tamara, you're back. And everybody was like all over Tamara. We love you. And she kind of stepped away from Teddi, and Teddi sat there sort of like, kind of like cowered a little bit. I'm not calling her a coward, but she was kind of like introverted. And I'm like, oh, that's because you roasted all of these people in this room. And now like you need to sit there. Like you see Jeff Lewis's ass over there who just picks a fight with everybody and he's just happy and he's eating his little potato salad. You need to look at him and emulate that.
You got to own it.
Like you guys, because that's the energy that you give us behind the screen. So just bring it to the green room, you know?
Bring it to the green room. That's a podcast right there. Bring it to the green room. You can't say it all out there on the podcast and then not. You listen, those are the personalities we respect. You say it on the podcast, say it to their face, and then I'll really cheer you on right there. I'm like, yes, get them, Teddi, get them. I love that.
I completely agree. All right, so there was another thing that I wanted to get into, and OK Magazine, you guys, you thought you did something. I don't think you did something, but you thought you did something. You gave us a clickable link, and OK Magazine, I'm going to need you to chill out with this shit. But they alluded to the fact that our girl over here, Teresa Giudice, has been suspended due to her collectively $3 million in tax liens, if you account for her husband that she has no prenup with. However, OK Magazine, the woman went to prison. Like, you think that Bravo and NBC is like, you know what? You did some time. We're going to give you your job back, but not a tax lien. No, we have to suspend you. Like, we're good. Right. What in the Brandy Glanville clickbait Kim Zolciak telling us that she's going to be a grandmother shit is happening?
Oh my, that's the reason I stopped following Kim Zolciak, because it got to the point where I was like, okay, now this is aggressive and dangerous now. I can't engage with this anymore because I don't even know what's happening. So
Yeah.
that's wild. That's wild to me to think that Teresa now all possibilities. It could be that Bravo might be clearing house. They might keep one or two, whatever. The reason Teresa gets let go will not be because of a tax lien. I can assure you that somebody that's gone to prison and the whole network waited for her to get out to start mess on the next season. They're not a tax lien. If anything, is a reason to pop the cameras back up and let's keep going. Let's document this. But no, she's not fired because of that.
You know, I thought it was so crazy. And, you know, Teresa, we want you back, whether it's your own show or, you know, like you do New Jersey and however the Bravo universe decides that this is going to work. But since we're talking about this, you know, like this week, guys, we got an announcement from Mia Thornton that she was going to be, and this was, if I had the confidence, or at least the delivery that she has with saying like, the empire is building, and here we go to Atlanta. It's like, wow, you're really selling this like right now. Like, what the hell is going on? She's not going to be on Real Housewives of Potomac. They just announced that they were filming, and they started filming on the same day of Mia announcing that she would not be returning. And then now knowing that they're filming presents another topic that everybody's been talking about, which is no, Karen Huger, unless somebody lets her out of jail before November, will not be on the show this season. What are your thoughts? Like, why did we wait around for Teresa, but we don't wait around for Karen?
Oh, I have a very, it might be a hot take for people, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I actually think that Potomac and New Jersey at the time are in completely different shapes. I think that Potomac is coming off one of the best reunions across franchises. And so, and if I was on production, if I was at NBC Universal, if I was at Bravo, I would be looking like, okay, these girls can carry a show. We were nervous coming into this reunion. Y'all know how to put on for the cameras. Y'all know how to call things out. Y'all made somebody literally not make it through until the end. She walked off, got dressed in her dressing room, and left the building because y'all were such a-holes to her. Y'all did the whole bring Eddie out because y'all had a scandal where someone was paying a boyfriend. Y'all, Ashley and Wendy was shining, Giselle was shining. It was all good. So I think you take that, and I think you can be optimistic about a season where Karen comes in on the tail end, or Karen just sits one out and comes next season. Right. New Jersey, I think at that point was so ingrained with the name Teresa Giudice, because at that point, it was like the tabloids and everything. Her face was on every cover every single week on a magazine. Like, you couldn't walk by a newsstand without seeing Teresa. She was synonymous. The table flipped. So I think it would have been hard to move forward on that show at that time without Teresa. But right. I think Potomac in 2025, I think they're more than capable. They got enough. Giselle is going to be messy. Ashley's going to be messy. Wendy's going to be messy, but she's going to do it in a much different way than they're messy. Like, they can do the stuff, and they can call out. They can bring on new girls. Stacey was a great addition. They can call out all the stuff they need to call out, and they can put on a show. Now, will it be season 4 Potomac good? I don't know. I'm not a future reader. I don't know. But maybe they engage old people. We keep hearing these things. Oh, maybe Candace will come back. Maybe she won't. Oh, maybe Monique will come back. Maybe she won't. All these kind of like random rumors. I'd actually like them to bring on all new girls and just move forward with what they got right now, because I think they got some magic there. I think they can still work with what they got right now. It's funny. I feel like they're pretty solid predictions, but I do have 2 predictions, and one is, Mia, you're never going to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I'm sorry, but that's a prediction. It ain't happening. But then for Karen, if they're filming now, by the time that they go through the editing process, they do all of the confessionals, they do the B-roll, everything, it will be approaching that time when the show starts airing. And what they're going to do is, on the final episode for the finale, it's going to be like Karen exiting jail, and that's going to be their segue into like going into what a new season would look like Karen is back. I bet you guys anything that, she's still going to be featured. She's not going anywhere. And no, that's that. But
Okay.
Karen will be back for sure. And I think if anything, now this is a one-on-one situation I could see. I think that at the end of the season, if Karen is not there to film anything, she will absolutely be getting a one-on-one at some point just to kind of talk about her experience in jail. Because Karen's gonna eat that up. She's gonna make a million jokes about it and everything. She's also gonna say, I've really changed. Drinking for all this time really helped open my eyes. It's gonna set up a redemption season for next season and make people remember why they miss her in the first place. So I can see that being a one-on-one type thing.
I feel like she's going to come out like a badass, or like a kind of like where she presents herself like a badass, where she's going to be like, look, Andy, like I went to jail,
Right.
I have seen some shit. Okay. And I'm not going to talk about the Grand Dame never speaks on this, what goes on behind the walls, but I've seen some shit. So anything that these women want to throw at me, I can handle. Giselle, why don't you go to jail? Little stump legs. Like I can see her. You know what I'm saying? Like she just,
Hot box from Hampton.
I wanted to bring this up because I don't know if you saw this. It was actually something, maybe we talked about it before, but not quite sure. It was something that came up because there was a producer of over 13 different seasons of Bravo who decided to come forward and also shared his experience, right, with the production companies and Bravo with Bethany Frankel, which Bethany, you little messy ass. Like you took your mess and it's kind of like you know how like you have a little lazy ass kid and you tell your kid, because it was me, I was that lazy kid, and you say, hey, take the trash out, and that kid just drags the trash bag down the driveway and leaves like a whole little like liquid trail of trash. She just did that all the way from New York, the Hamptons, all the way down to Florida. She just like drags the trash and and I'm not calling this guy trash, but it's like, you're so messy. And he pointed out something that gave a lot of cause for pause to people, and it created quite the debate. And people wanted to know, is this acceptable or is it not? Andy Cohen ended up having an adult male star. If you guys know what that means, I don't really have to kind of explain this, but he had an adult male star, I think it was a couple months ago, on Watch What Happens Live as a bartender. And people were like, wait, what? Like, this is supposed to be a family show. But then I look at that, an argument of Portia dragging Kenya's ass off the reunion floor is not a family show. Like people getting slapped and are you doing coke in the bathroom? Like that's probably also not a family show. However, Andy has control over this. What are your thoughts?
I think it's wild that for some reason this is the line. Like that's actually that's baffling to me. All the things we've seen on the Real Housewives across the years. I mean, we've seen glass smashed on the face. We've seen people drag, water thrown in face, like champagne glasses, accusations of all kinds against the women, the husbands, the families, whatever. So to reduce it to saying that he can't be there because these are family shows. Oh boy, do I got some news for y'all. If you maybe Barney, maybe Family Matters, I don't know. I'll give you one of those shows down on one of the lower channels, but once you get up this high in the programming, I don't think we call it family TV anymore. I'm sorry. They missed me with that one. I think that in a world where we're actively showing why Kenya was dismissed on television and then being mad because a bartender was just standing there that happens to do something that you have to go and search for. You're mad because you went and saw it and you liked it. I think that's what it was. I think you went over there on Twitter and you were like, ooh, why does that do something for me? That's kind of, I don't know. I've never seen that before. I might like that. And now you blame it on family programming. I don't know. It's weird to me.
I wonder too, now that I think about it, if it was like Andy and Bravo's way or NBC's like indirect way of being like, no, we don't have anything against like adult entertainment with the Britt Edie thing and stuff. We just don't like the way that it's weaponized and the way that it was used against in this situation. I think it's very situational. I do wonder because, like there's so many different ways. That is exactly what a PR firm is for, to spin a narrative, and there are so many different ways to spin a narrative. But all right, before we end up kind of shutting out of this, there were a couple more things that I just wanted to hit you with. One, knowing everything that's come out, what do you think Bronwyn's season is going to look like for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City?
Oh, I purposely been avoiding a lot of the Bronwyn stuff because I want to see how it's presented on the show, because there have been a lot of stuff flying from every angle. But I actually think Bronwyn, you got to brace yourself, because I actually think this is exactly what half of the cast wanted to happen in the off season. Because look, a lot of them have been doing this long enough to know, you say one thing one season, after the episode airs or during the off season, the fans are going to find something else. They're going to find something else. They're going to bring it up. If it's in time for the reunion, perfect. If not, don't worry, we'll save it for next season. It'll get brought up somehow, some way. And so I think that this is a situation where literally that entire couch, what was it, Lisa, Meredith, Heather, they were happy about this. I think this is going to be a rough season for Bronwyn, because I don't think she's friends with half of those girls. And I think that them having all this ammunition against her is not just Bronwyn, any housewives' worst nightmare, because now you got to literally walk into something where everyone has ammo on you. Everyone literally has ammo on you, and you got to come in and decide if you're going to tell the truth, if you're going to shade your way out of it, if you're going to cuss, if you go, listen, if you go throw hands, because we see a lot of hands getting thrown too, so we don't know what's going to happen. So she got some choices to make, and I'm curious to see what choices she makes this season.
You know, I think that this is a very cliquish group of girls, and I don't know if that goes back to, I don't know if that plays, to be honest with you guys, I did not grow up in the church. You guys know that my husband grew up in the Mormon church, also has a lot of family in Salt Lake City. I would imagine, and I'm not speaking from experience, that there are cliquish things that happen. I think that happens whether you're in school or whatever. I don't think it really matters. I think that people just have the ability to just like form these groups.
Yeah.
And I think that the OG cast has become very cliquish, where if you are somebody new, they are going to haze you like a sorority. They're going to make sure everything comes out. And if you can, like Angie Katzenevas, prove that you can withstand it, and people calling your husband gay or whatever, and you can keep fighting back and also matching fire with fire and being like, you want to sit there and talk shit about me? Here's a mirror, girl. Let's look at and let's talk about you. If you have the ability to do that, then you earn your right to a seat at the table. But if you don't, and you're somebody new coming in, man, you're gonna go through it. You are gonna be hazed to every. I don't think that there's nothing that is off limits, to be honest with you.
No.
I don't think there is.
No. That, and you know what? That's what drives me a little crazy about Salt Lake City in particular, because I do love that. Don't get me wrong, you know, the show is a 10 out of 10, so I tune in all the time. But that's one thing that drives me crazy, is that it's Mean Girl. It's like we never leave high school. That's the thing, right? No matter what age we go to, we never leave high school. People are always trying to get to the, oh my God, I wish I can hang out with these girls, or these, you know, like whatever. It is what it is. But they do it, particularly Heather does it behind the guise of, well, you know, oh my God, we can't get another Monica in here. We can't get another Jen Shaw. We gotta protect ourselves, when really you just want to be the cool girl. You want to be the mean girl, and just, I mean, stand on it. But they make sure they hide it so well, and kind of say like, oh no, but remember season 4, Monica came, she disrupted us, we let someone on the show and in the friend group that we trusted and we shouldn't have, and all these things. And it's like, okay, you just
but it's so funny too, because it's true. It's like, I have to protect my heart,
right?
It's like, no, girl, you don't have to protect your heart. You just want to be an asshole, and this gives you a good, clean, truly a good clean segue into doing just that, where it delivers it to the fans. And you will have, it's just like media when you watch the news and politics or anything else. You know, you will have a certain amount of the audience that really sways in your direction with the way that you're delivering this. Like, I was hurt, and that's why I'm doing this. But, you know, deep down, you're like, oh, I'm going to burn this bitch's life to the ground, and I can't wait. But I'm going to present it like this. I'm going to put a bow on it. I'm going to make it real cute. And then I'm going to stick a little bomb inside of that, and I'm going to drop it off at the front doorstep and burn that house to the ground. Like,
Every
And Heather
time.
Gay, I think, is like a pro at it, but you know.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Heather gets a pass from me only because she puts on some of the best finales we see. So I'm like, you know what? I'll let it slide. Because who else can come up with a ridiculous game? Like, let's all read the nastiest text messages in our phone and get a group of people to say, okay. I'm like, you know what? Fine, I'll watch. Take my money. Here we go.
Like, I just want us all to get along, and I think that we're all sweet and like, I love you girls. Let's play a game of let's read the nastiest text so we can all continue to get along and cherish this moment. And I am so innocent and like, no,
record scratch.
we see you. But
yeah,
I don't know if you guys saw this, but Vanderpump Villa also came out. I don't know if you've seen an episode. I only saw one episode last night. I just thought it was interesting since we were talking about Salt Lake City. But this guy right here, Marciano, he is on the show. I watched the first episode last night. I'll be honest with you guys. I haven't watched, I think they dropped 3 at the same time. It didn't do it for me. I wasn't excited about it. It didn't catch my attention, but I am open to seeing more. The way that the cast from season 1, that they were treated like these massive celebrities, I thought was ridiculous. Yeah. But then also, now that you have one of the Lives of Mormon Wives or whatever calling this guy out as a SP, like I can't say it, but schmexual predator. Thank you, YouTube. We're gonna censor ourselves, but I'm like, oh, look at that, Lisa. How are you gonna deal with this one? My God, not good.
Yikes.
So, but you guys, we'll come back and we'll talk about Vanderpump Villa. I want you guys to just kind of like take it in and go watch it. Again, only watched the first episode. Wasn't excited, but we'll see what happens. And totally to end us off, I guess my last question for Kendrick would be this. Would you want Antonia on NextGen NYC with her cousin, Gia?
Okay. That I can do. I thought you were going to say on the Real Housewives in New Jersey. I was like, okay, that makes me feel way too old. I'm like, okay, I got to tap out at that point because if Housewives are just coming out of high school, I'm like, no, that's too much for me. But yes, the next gen, if that's, even if it's not New York, if we just go to another place like New Jersey and we do next gen there, if it starts being a franchise, I think first we need to see how this first iteration works because I'm going to watch. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to watch, but I just don't know. I don't know what my excitement level is. I don't know how I think it's going to do. I don't know. I'm a little apprehensive right now. I do want to see it. And I do think that if Gia's on there, I mean, I think that's built-in drama right there. Why not? I mean, that's a good storyline for season 2. I'd like to see it. So if we're going to make it past the season 1, why not? Why not?
Can you imagine like, your mom's a oh yeah, cousin? It's like all of a sudden we're like, wait, did we just get like this little baby version of like the same shit that we've been watching for? Did that just happen?
Exactly. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, because I lose the ages sometimes. Is Melania closer in age to Antonia than Gia?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. I'm about to say, if that's the case, we need to kind of might as well add Melania in there too. I mean, why not?
I mean, Melania is of age now. Antonia Gorga age. Let me just see really quick because she is Gia. She's 19 and Gia is 24. Yeah, she's like right there with Melania. So where they just started school together. So that makes sense.
Okay,
but
now
also, Gia's
question
like
for you.
Yeah.
Right. Question for you then. Do we want all of our next geners to at least be able to drink legally? I don't know if that's the case for this current show, but I don't know.
I don't think that it's going to matter because if you think about it, Kendrick, like if you go back in time, I don't know when you had your first cup of tea, but I remember mine was not at a good age, a younger age. And I'm not going to, but also my friend stole it out of the freezer. I had a really crazy stepdad who loved to drink Jaeger, and my friend took it out of the freezer and was like, dude, this is like, we were doing like a sleepover kind of thing, playing Pokemon and then also Grand Theft Auto, and he was like, let's make this like exciting. And I'm like, no, you can't do that. And so we ended up trying it, and I was like, oh shit. So from that point, I just know, like, in middle school, high school, dances, like whatever, we always figured out a way to do whatever we wanted. So if they come on 18, 19, you guys are getting shit-faced before you go to film. Or if maybe you don't want to drink at all, but like if they want to drink, it's like a law. It's like a rule. It's like a law is meant to keep an honest person honest. Right. But like, if you're not honest and you want to break things, you know what it is, and you'll do it. And you'll
do it. Yep.
Yeah.
You'll find a way. There you go.
But all right, guys. Well, with that, thank you so much. We're 50 minutes in. Happy Friday, everybody. By the way, I know that I've been telling you guys, and I just want to keep reiterating this to you since we have everybody in the room. We are doing a collaboration with roseforever.com. All you guys have to do is go over to upandadamlive.com. Check them out, or check it out, and leave your email address. If you've already done it, great, then you're in the running. If not, then just go sign up, and we'll send you an email when the site is done. But Rose Forever is going to take 3 of the emails and let you choose whatever bouquet that you'd like in honor of Mother's Day, which is coming up. And if you guys have already done that and you just want to go buy a bouquet right now for an anniversary, birthday, for yourself, Mother's Day, it doesn't matter what it is, they're already running great deals. So you can just use code capital U, capital P, up 20 for $20 additional off. So check that out. And then on top of that, we have our guy Kendrick over here with his Instagram. Then I'm going to go into the podcast and anything else that he wants to share, because we appreciate you.
Oh my gosh. First of all, thank you for having me. I love being over here. Hi, everybody in the comments. Y'all were saying such nice things. I always appreciate it. Yes, follow me on Instagram @with Kendrick Tucker. I post memes all the time of the shows that I'm watching. Threads, exact same name. We have a good time on Threads. I dropped a new podcast episode today. If you look at my background, look, 1, 2, 3. Whoop, there we go. My background, my podcast right there. I talked about everything from who might be coming back to Potomac, to Bryn Whitfield saying that everybody on RHONJ is jobless and home. I don't know what she said, but all of that. I talked about Portia's YouTube and why it's so watchable to me. Erica possibly being demoted. We don't know. I talk about a good little roster of things today. It was supposed to be a 20-minute episode, turned into an hour because I wouldn't shut up. So there we go. Thanks for having me.
and Kendrick will let you know that he notices, and it was one of the things that I remembered the most about the first time that we met him. He notices the most random shit in the backgrounds of some of his favorite shows. So sometimes you're gonna get that as a part of the conversation, which, you know what's funny? It sounds like when you're covering shows that you're covering them not because you need to or whatever. It's like you actually enjoy them and you're just picking things that are happening in the shows. And that really does make it. I think that's why even the Addams Family, our community here, it's why this has grown so much, is because we do truly enjoy it. And we're not doing it just because it feels like, oh, we have to. So that's
absolutely.
So cool. And we just appreciate the hell out of you. So thank you, Kendrick. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I love this every time. I hope all of y'all have an amazing weekend.
All right, guys, smash the like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Go follow Kendrick Tucker anywhere and everywhere on social media. And I cannot. Anywhere you get your podcast. I always have to say that with Up and Adam too, because I forget that you can get the podcast on multiple platforms. I'm the worst, and I'm so sorry, Saiba. If you guys know Cloud 10, you know Saiba. I'm just the worst. I'm the worst podcaster ever. But it's okay. It's okay. I love you guys. Happy Friday. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
See ya.